Yeah, so why franchising? Take for example a business that is not involved in franchising, just a standalone independent business. And let's fast forward 10 years down the road and say that that business happens to be one in the 10 or one in the 20 businesses that happen to survive 10 years down the road. And we look at that business. Over the 10 years, that business is going to have developed systems and software and support and an advisory committee and an operations manual and an employee handbook and a health and safety handbook. Like, all of these things are going to be put in place over the 10-year period to give it and enable it the opportunity to grow over that 10-year period and survive over that 10-year period. And if you add to that the fact that this company is going to, over that same period of time, also need to build an incredibly powerful brand that's going to bring in customers for a 10-year period, that's going to give them pricing power and market share over a 10-year period, and you factor all of those things over the entire lifespan of that business. And then you look at franchising and you say, okay, well, franchising is a 10-year head start, because from day one, you're going to have the systems, you're going to have the support, you're going to have the software, you're going to have the operations manual, you're going to have the employee handbook, you're going to have that incredibly strong brand with pricing power and market share that you spent 10 years building in your independent business. And you're going to have it all from day one. And more so, think of the amount of money that you're going to spend on marketing and advertising over that 10 years. Think of all the money that you're going to spend building all of those systems and writing that employee handbook and making sure that you get everything right. And in the process of getting everything right, how many things that you got wrong? How many mistakes have you made? How many times have you gone down a dead end? Or how many times have you fallen into a pitfall? How much money have you spent doing all of those things? And when you factor all of that pain and cost over a 10-year period, and marketing budget alone, I mean, to build a solid brand over 10 years, you need to dedicate at least 10% of your revenue to marketing and brand building. And then you go back to franchising and you look at the cost of franchising, especially in a franchise like ours, and you factor in the cost of doing that and having it all from day one. It's basically a no-brainer. I mean, why would you want to postpone your success by 10 years and go through all the pain of building all of those systems when you could have it all from day one at a fraction of the cost within a system and a framework that you know is going to work well, versus the uncertainty, are we even going to be one of the 10 companies or one of the 20 companies that are going to make it 10 years down the road? So from my perspective, franchising is incredibly powerful in that way.